Hi and welcome to PinoyFood101. Today we'll be cooking the recipe that was most requested in our previous episode. Guess what? Pork sinigang. Sinigang is a Filipino soup that is sour, a bit salty, and most of all, very comforting, perfect for this gloomy weather that we're having today. So let's step inside and start cooking. My version of sinigang is quite generous with vegetables, and this recipe in particular would yield 4 to 6 servings. For the ingredients, we'll need 750 grams of pork. I'm using pork soup bones for this recipe, which I got from the local butcher for really cheap. 1 large white onion, chopped, which makes about 1 cup in total. 3 medium-sized tomatoes chopped. I'm using Truss tomatoes in this recipe. Half a white radish chopped into 2-inch cubes. 1 medium-sized eggplant chopped into 2-inch cubes. 2 green chillies, and I also like to sneak in 1 bird's eye chili. A bunch of water spinach or morning glory, or in Filipino it's kangkong. 15 to 20 pieces green beans halved. 4 tablespoons tamarind paste. If you couldn't find tamarind at your local shops, you can just substitute that by choosing 1 to 2 lemons, depending on how sour you want your soup to be. Salt or fish sauce to taste. I really wanted to add taro in this recipe, however, at this point I wasn't able to find any from my local shop. And of course, a soup wouldn't be a soup without water, so we'll also need 4 to 5 cups of water. Rinse your pork and season with half a teaspoon salt, and have your pot ready by preheating it over medium heat and adding 2 tablespoons of oil onto the pot. Brown the pork for approximately 2 to 3 minutes on each side, and try not to overcrowd the pan while you're doing so. So in this case, I browned the pork in 2 batches. You want your pork to caramelize a bit before you add the water. Browning the meat would enhance the flavor of the soup, that is then paralleled by instant seasoning mixes. Once you've done the final batch of browning, just throw the rest of the pork into the pot and add 4 to 5 cups of water into the pot. Turn the heat to low and simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes. After 15 to 20 minutes, you will see quite a bit of scum on the surface of the broth, so just get rid of that by scooping it out. Use a metal spoon to scoop out the scum. After you finish removing the scum off the broth, add in the tomatoes and onions. Season with either salt or fish sauce to your liking. Bleed on again and simmer for another 40 to 45 minutes. After 40 to 45 minutes of simmering, you can now throw in the radish and eggplant, which you can then simmer for another 7 minutes. And then you can add in the chilies. Adding chilies to sinigang really just complements the nice sour flavor of the soup. And besides, green chilies aren't that hot, and just adding 1 piece of bird's eye chili to a massive pot of soup would really not add that much heat, but rather a nice warming flavor. I also love to taste the broth from time to time just to check if I still need to add a bit of salt or fish sauce. At this point, I'm just going to add a little drizzle of fish sauce just to add an extra layer of flavor to the soup. Once you're happy with the level of saltiness, you can now add the tamarind paste or lemon juice or the instant sinigang mix if you're using that, and then throw in your green and leafy vegetables. Once I've added the green and leafy vegetables into the pot, I just crank up the heat to high and let it come to a boil and immediately turn it off and put the lid on. The residual heat will cook the green and leafy vegetables, and by that time, your sinigang is ready. Serve a bowl of piping hot and delicious bowl of sinigang with a side of steamed rice and enjoy! Let me know what your thoughts are about the sinigang recipe by placing a comment down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.